it's all back to the Brexit referendum, and you know, you and I are very much on the same side on that, and I think, you know, both emotionally involved in that. We believed in it with all our heart and soul. I was unhappy. We didn't fall out, but I was unhappy that you, in the end, voted for Mrs May's dreadful deal. But I'm not going to have a punch-up over that with you today.
Well, we got there in the end, and we've
discussed
new
that
leader.
before. No, I mean, that's the point. I mean, thank goodness we got rid of Mrs May, and I like to think I played a bit of a hand in that. And we've got Boris, and we've got Brexit done. It's not perfect. You know, the fishermen are angry. Really angry. And if you drove from your constituency an hour and a half, 2 hours southwest to Brixham Market, or I recommend you don't at the moment, they really are jolly angry about it, the way it's worked out. But constitutionally, we finished up with Northern Ireland. It's been effectively annexed. What are we going to do, Jacob, to sort that out? Is the will there? I hear Lord Frost, who I think did a jolly good job as negotiator, and I hear him saying tough things. Are we going to sort out Northern Ireland? Because if we don't, I do fear the knock-on for the rest of the Union is quite significant.
Northern Ireland is a fundamental part of our country. Northern Ireland is as much part of our country.
But it was.
As Somerset. No, it was. It still is. And you cannot allow the European Union to extract Northern Ireland from the United Kingdom. And you're right to say that the EU has not implemented what it agreed with the goodwill that we had a reasonable expectation could apply. It has not applied the flexibilities. It has not even recognised animals in the UK as being from the safest countries of all. And as the problem with rabies has always been the continent to us rather than us.
And she threatened us with that. She threatened to put the hard border back, and we know all of that. But does there come a point when we have to say, look, you've been completely unreasonable about this?
The British government is completely committed to ensuring that Northern Ireland remains a fundamental part of our United Kingdom. Lord Frost is, as you said earlier, a tough negotiator. The British government is going to ensure that Northern Ireland is protected.
There is work to be done.
There is work to be done, and it needs to be done at a sensible pace, and we need to try... You and I both want a relationship with the EU which is one of goodwill. And we want to get to that. But we need to understand, and you probably understand it better than I do because of being an MEP and perhaps being more intimately involved, that they feel very hurt still with us and are very angry with us, and there is still... Yes?
Oh, yeah.
And it is in our interest in the long term to have a friendly relationship with the EU. So we want to ensure that Northern Ireland is protected.
But at the moment, it's not being protected. No, I mean, this is work in progress. Jacob, one last thing to discuss with you before we're out of time. When I said you were coming on earlier, a lot of people said, Jacob Rees-Mogg, where's he gone? I mean, we had Mogmentum, we had this... There was a movement that suggested that Jacob could quite possibly become the leader of the Conservative Party, and what Jacob thought and what Jacob said on every issue was covered by all the newspapers from left to right, and we got to find out your views and your strong Christian faith and how you won't be bullied on social issues, and we learned all of those things. And this potential leader, and you've disappeared. Well, you're leader of the House. You make some witty remarks in the House, and that's all well and good, and the business of the House of Commons is very important. But, Jacob, you've disappeared.
Well, I'm here.
I mean, well, I'm very pleased you are, but we haven't seen you doing interviews. We haven't seen... I mean, have they bought you off with this position, Leader of the House?
No, in government, as you know, you're bound by collective responsibility.
Yes.
And you have your area of responsibility, and other ministers have theirs. My area of responsibility is the business of the House of Commons, the government's...
But your fans want to see you, Jacob.
I'm delighted to come on your programme, and hope you will invite me back again.
Well, there we are. We've got Jacob Rees-Mogg. He's turned up with his own cider, and I think if he drinks a few more of those, maybe we'll see a lot more of him. I want to thank Jacob Rees-Mogg for coming in for Talking Pints.